What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, it looks like 4 division world champion, superstar Mexican boxer, who is the undisputed super middleweight world champion and widely considered the face of the sport of boxing, Saul Canelo Alvarez, 58 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws, 39 big wins by way of knockout. He is 32 years of age, 5'8", with a 70-inch arm reach. Well, after his fight, May 6 with John RYDER, Cinco de Mayo weekend, he's more than willing to accept the opportunity, finally, to face this man, undefeated 2-time WBC super middleweight world champion, Mexican Ecuadorian superstar boxer, David the Monster, Mexican Monster Benavidez, who's 27 wins, no loss, no draw, 23 wins by way of knockout. David Benavidez is 26 years of age, 6'2", with a 75-inch arm reach. With that said, many people now are speculating and want to know who they think is going to be victorious in this fight with David Benavidez and Saul Canelo Alvarez. They have mutual opponent and former IBF super middleweight world champion superstar boxer Caleb Sweethand Plant, to which Canelo Alvarez, he fought Caleb Plant in 2021, November 2021. He stopped Caleb Plant in the 11th round of the fight. David Benavidez, he just fought Caleb Plant, and he won a unanimous decision victory over Caleb Sweethand Plant. Okay, Caleb Plant is a slick boxer, a mover, and high ring IQ. He's a pure boxer. But people want to know who's going to win this fight. So I want to give y'all a little film study, do something a little different, and break down why I feel like who I feel is going to win the fight is going to win the fight. And salute to many people who push for this fight, who push Canelo Alvarez to in the corner to want to make this fight happen. Now, it's no guarantee it's going to happen next, but here's my reason as to picking. I feel like Saul Canelo Alvarez is going to win this fight. Okay, Canelo Alvarez doesn't get enough credit for being slick, as you see here. When Austin Trout is trying to hit him with this combination, Canelo Alvarez sees all these punches and he slips all these punches, but he's not exerting a lot of energy. He's right in the pocket with Austin Trout, and he's making Austin Trout miss in the phone booth. As you see here with David Benavidez, at times he squares himself up. You see his legs are squared up right there, right there. He switched to southpaw for no reason. He squares himself up right there. He's squared up. He arm punching right there. He's arm punching here. He throws the body punches, and he's overwhelming Caleb Plant with his pressure, but he's not being effective. As you see Canelo with Danny Jacobs here, he's slipping the punches. He sees all the punches coming, right? And he's backing Danny Jacobs up, and he's slipping these punches. As you see, slip. He's slipping the punches. He sees all the punches coming. Now, Danny Jacobs is not aggressively throwing a ton of punches like David Benavidez may, but Canelo Alvarez is very elusive. He doesn't have the quickest feet, but he's very elusive from the waist up. But you can see here with David Benavidez, right? With Caleb Plant, the counter punching of Caleb Plant, right? Caleb Plant was wearing down. He has an issue with fatiguing in the second half of fights. You see David Benavidez threw the left hook to the body, and Caleb Plant came right back up top with a left hook up top. He just doesn't have a lot of pop. And you see this punch right there by Canelo Alvarez as he slipped the punch. It came with an uppercut, and Canelo Alvarez is very durable. Look at this punch he takes from Triple G, who I think Triple G has more one-punch knockout power than David Benavidez. But now David Benavidez, he hits you clean, but sometimes he smothers his own punches, right? And you see the stance right here where David Benavidez is in the shell. That Canelo Alvarez is going to take advantage of getting out the way, using angles, okay? Canelo Alvarez practices on slipping punches often, right? This is a staple of his game. You see, and he mimics that in the ring. You see, he making Danny Jacobs miss right in the phone booth. He makes Austin Trout miss in the phone booth. These are the reasons why I feel like after watching David Benavidez with Anthony Durrell and Caleb Plant, that Canelo Alvarez will be successful in winning this fight. He's more elusive than he gets credit for. He doesn't have the quickest feet in the world, but he's more elusive than he gets credit for. And right here, David Benavidez squared up right there, southpaw right here. Swing with a wild right hook, right? He's squared up right there again. Arm punching right there. These are the things that you absolutely cannot do, and you have to fix if you're going to beat Canelo Alvarez, because he's going to see those punches coming from a mile away. Now, I know people are talking about Canelo Alvarez when he lost to undefeated WBA light heavyweight Russian superstar world champion in Dmitry Bivol. Okay, Canelo Alvarez lost to Dimitri Bivol in this fight right here. As you can see, Dimitri Bivol is far sharper than David Benavidez. He doesn't square his feet up. He doesn't make the same mistakes David Benavidez makes when he's delivering his offense. And he transitions from offense to defense a lot better than David Benavidez, a lot smoother than David Benavidez. As you can see, when he had Canelo Alvarez on the ropes, he's accurate. He's not wasting punches. These punches are all for a reason. He's setting up punches against Canelo Alvarez in that fight. Okay, that's completely different than what David Benavidez does, and his style is completely different. Okay, so as you can see, Dimitri Bivol doesn't, get out of position. With David Benavidez, he gets out of position when he throws his punches, and he overwhelms. You see, he's squared up right there when he's throwing his punches, right? Absolutely squared up when he threw that punch. Okay, as you can see right here, look how square he is. Square, right? That's a lazy arm punch right there. And he's square, lazy arm punch right there. And he ends up with his left foot back. He's in the southpaw stance now, right there. Okay, he ends up with his back foot, his lead foot at his back foot, and his southpaw stance. Okay, that's a combination that Canelo Alvarez is going to counter. Okay, he'll have a lot of success countering arm punches. When you arm punch against Canelo Alvarez, he's going to see that coming from a mile away. And as you saw in that clip, Caleb Plant didn't make David Benavidez pay with that arm punch, right? Canelo Alvarez is going to make David Benavidez pay when he throws arm punches and lazy punches like that. Okay, again, you see here, watch. He's southpaw stance. As you see right here, he's in a southpaw stance. He's squared up and he throws a lazy right hook. Okay, he's squared up right there, and now he's back in the orthodox stance, right? He's squared up again. As you see, squared up again. Square again, right? He's squared up, right? These are situations and mistakes that you can't make. Right here, watch this. He's squared up right there. Now he's in the orthodox stance. Squared up again, right? Orthodox stance, squared up. Now he's going to take a look. Now he's in the southpaw stance for no reason and swings a wild right hook. Those are things that Canelo, he's square again. These are situations, these are mistakes that you absolutely cannot make against Canelo Alvarez if you're going to be successful. He is a student of the game, okay? He's a student of the sport of boxing. When you make those little subtle mistakes, Canelo Alvarez is going to make you pay for those little subtle mistakes, okay? That is just who he is. That is just what he does, okay? You make a mistake, you have to pay. Okay, and that's just something that he learned along the way from being a student of the game, and that's also something he learned along the way from being in the ring with guys like Erislandy Lara, Floyd Mayweather, Danny Jacobs, Triple G. It's just experience. You see Danny Jacobs squared up, and Canelo Alvarez made him pay. Okay, you see right there, David Benavidez squared up, and Caleb Plant caught him with a right hook. When you make those mistakes, Caleb Plant is just not durable, okay? He fatigues badly. Right there, he squared up again, David Benavidez, right? These are mistakes that you cannot make. Now watch this, Canelo. Slip, bang, right uppercut. He made Danny Jacobs miss with the right hand and slipped right underneath it, and he caught him with a right uppercut. Now here, another reason. Canelo Alvarez is very durable. He takes this big punch from Gennady Triple G Golovkin, right? He will be able to absorb the arm punches that David Benavidez is dishing out. Now, David Benavidez can overwhelm you with his aggression, his size, his consistency. That's what he is. But he consistently also makes a lot of mistakes. And that's why I believe that Canelo Alvarez and his team are looking at this fight with Caleb Plant. And today's time, they're saying, hey, listen, he won't be a monster if he faces me. Okay? Because Canelo Alvarez understands that defensively, he's far sharper. He can make David Benavidez miss in a phone booth. Okay? He knows that he doesn't have to exert a lot of energy moving around the ring because David Benavidez at times fights emotional as well. As again, you see this here. He squares up, right? He's squared right there. Squared. Now he's in the southpaw stance and swings a wild right hook that misses. That's something that Caleb Plant, he countered him with two hooks to the body. But again, he smothered his own work, right? He didn't, the angles that Caleb Plant uses. You see how Canelo Alvarez uses his feet to get him out of position with a guy that's just as big and rangy as Danny Jacobs. And these are guys that have one-punch knockout power, okay? I think that Danny Jacobs has more one-punch knockout power than David Benavidez has. David Benavidez overwhelms you with accumulation of punches. but he's just not a one-punch knockout artist. Danny Jacobs is a one-punch knockout artist, okay? And these are guys that Canelo Alvarez has been in the ring with, hence the reason why he stated he's been in the ring with guys like that. Big punches that are aggressive, right? And it's not nothing that he hasn't seen before, because it's not, okay? But now, on the flip side of this, if Canelo Alvarez starts to fade, he has suffered hand injuries, shoulder injuries, knee injuries. If he starts to fade in the second half of the fight and he gets tired in the second half of the fight, because he is also known to fatigue in the second half of fights, okay? If he gets tired in the second half of a fight and the pressure of David Benavidez starts to wear him down, then he could get, you could see him, taking some punishment. I could see that if he slows down. But for the most part, David Benavidez doesn't present the same challenge that Dimitri Bivol presents. Dimitri Bivol is a much more pure boxer and a technician in the ring, okay? Dimitri Bivol is a thinker, okay? He's a mover. David Benavidez is a pressure fighter, right? He's very aggressive. And Canelo Alvarez has seen it all, okay? So I believe that Canelo Alvarez's ability to slip punches, not exert a lot of energy. Caleb Plant was exerting a lot of energy moving around the ring. Caleb Plant doesn't have power that Canelo Alvarez does. He's not as sharp as Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez, with his sharp, heavy hands, is going to freeze David Benavidez at times for him just coming forward and just being super aggressive. So I personally think that, David Benavidez is a very, very good fighter, but there's a lot that he has to work on in this fight before he enters this fight with Canelo Alvarez, because Canelo Alvarez head movement, angles, and the way he changes the channel on you. Meaning, when I say change the channel, he gives you so many different looks. You see right there, he's bobbing, weaving, he's keeping his head off the line, but he's not exerting a lot of energy. Caleb Plant was moving around the ring using his feet. Canelo Alvarez is bending at the waist using his head movement. It's very hard. It's extremely hard to hit a moving target. As you see right here, Caleb Plant is not using any head movement. He's standing right in front of David Benavidez. No head movement, no shoulder movement, nothing. He's standing right there, and target practice for David Benavidez. That's absolutely what you cannot do if you're looking to beat David Benavidez. You see that? Counter right hand. He countered with the right uppercut. Danny Jacobs shot a right hand. He slipped it, countered with a right uppercut. He made Danny Jacobs pay. That's something that Caleb Plant didn't do, right? You see Caleb Plant here. No head movement. He shot the left hook to the body, and he's going to stay on the line right there, right? For David Benavidez to come back with the right hook. And he didn't use head movement. He didn't slip. He stood straight back up and tried to answer the phone. Meaning that he kept his right hand up to his ear. That's not going to work against Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez is far more slicker. He's far smarter. Okay, he's going to make you miss in a phone booth. Again, he doesn't have the quickest feet, but he knows how to use what he has to a high degree. Okay, so he uses these angles. He uses his shoulders. He uses his head movement to make up for the lack of foot speed, and he uses educated foot movement. That's what gets Canelo Alvarez these victories. That's why I'm picking Canelo Alvarez to be victorious over David Benavidez, who makes a ton of mistakes. He doesn't get his head off the line. He opens extremely wide with his punches, and he throws a lot of arm punches. That's going to be an issue when you're fighting Canelo Alvarez. If you throw arm punches and lazy punches, he's gonna slip those. He's gonna avoid those, and he's absolutely going to make you pay. Point blank and period. He is going to make you pay. But that's all I got for y'all. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notification. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to Black Media Raw. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.
You're watching Blue Blood Sports TV. Wow.